Okay, so welcome everyone. This is our fourth session on the Be, Live, Love meditation series, and I'm absolutely delighted to invite Rohini. Rohini, as I told you, is from the New Delhi area, and she is actually my teacher for emotional freedom technique many years ago, 15 years ago or thereabouts. And it is such a wonderful and simple thing to use, and it is so very effective that it has affected many people's lives. I know certainly mine and many of my clients and people that Rohini has worked with. Is probably one of those things that, where even with a child, we can just say, hey, try this, and it creates magic in the body mind system. So what I just want to say is that our session today is focused on the current times. Emotional freedom technique has an ability to address anything: mental problems, physical problems, emotional problems, everything. Uh, and we all have something or the other. We have a ache in the shoulder, a pain in the knee, but we would want to keep it confined today to the things that we are perhaps facing during this period of uncertainty, which is making us anxious or a little bit fearful. So those are the kinds of things that we would like to focus on. And what Rohini had said is that even before we start, let us have a few people talk about what it is that you would like to address. Maybe 3 or 4 of you. So if you could just go in and either raise your hand or unmute yourself and speak, and that would be fine too. So anybody who wants to go, please feel free at this time. Don't be shy. Oh, do I need to unmute you?
Something to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Margarita.
These times exacerbate the issues that we have. That's all I want to say. So if you have a pain in the neck, the time exacerbates it. So just to keep that in mind as we go through our session today. If you have an ill spouse or an ill in-law, this time exacerbates what's going on in your life and in your family. Thank you.
Very nice, thank you. Somebody else?
Grounding.
Say that again, Heather.
Grounding, centering, connecting with earth as a support mechanism.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
My father-in-law, who lived in France, passed away last Sunday, and yesterday was a funeral. It was a very emotional moment for us, and because of the virus condition, we couldn't be there. So it was very trying for us. And my mother-in-law is 86 years old. So it was very tough for her.
Okay. Thank you, Yuling.
Just wanted to ask you, hi, I'm Nanki.
Hi, Nanki.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, can you use this technique remotely for people?
Yeah, I'll let Rohini answer that when she comes on. And Rohini was saying something. Go ahead, Rohini.
Christy wanted to speak.
Oh,
I just saw her raising her hand a number of times.
All right, go ahead, Christy. And then we'll move on to Rohini. Christy, you're on.
Thank you, Malabika. First, I'd just like to say thank you for doing these. This is my first time joining you, but each time I wanted to. It's 9 o'clock here in Iowa, a little early for me. I'd like to talk about family and family connections, because as one of your guests here said, everything is exacerbated or
Yep.
blown up.
Yeah.
So the sacredness of family connection and how this virus either brings families closer or not.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Christy. Okay, Rohini.
Hello. Can I ask, please?
Yes, go ahead, Anna.
I have a headache because usually, very often, I get headache these times because I'm fighting inside me. If I enjoy being with inwards or how to communicate with all this Zoom and internet too much. So I face a contradiction.
Right,
And I
absolutely.
have headache. I don't know what to do. I mean, I wake up and I am half and half.
Okay. All right, so here is a solution coming up. All right, thanks everyone. Let's hear from Rohini, shall we? Go ahead, Rohini.
So, hello, good evening. Thank you so much, Malvika, for your trust and for bringing me into this beautiful group. I've just been taking this time to look at various faces, and I just want to say to all of you, I'm so happy to be with you. My friend Malvika, I mean, it's wonderful that I'm here with you at this, to facilitate this session, because indeed, as she mentioned, it was EFT that brought us together. I shared it with her, and I think she's shared it with so many people since then. She has, of course, been very, as she reminded me today, she has been online and she has had an online database for a very long time. It's very new to me. So I really do resonate with the last person who spoke just now and said that all this is a bit confusing. There's lots of information out there. Social media is all around you. In this time of disconnection, in a way, it's helping us to connect. And yet it can be quite overwhelming at some times. So I really do understand what you're saying. However, I'm beginning to slowly appreciate the gift of this, you know, to be able to be with all of you from so many different parts of the world. I mean, there's people here from, I mean, Malvika would know better, but just to look at your faces and to know that in some way we are really becoming borderless, you know, without, we are like, I mean, never have met you before, but I'm able to offer you this little gift today. It's such a gift for me. It's such a gift. And I think our minds, at least my mind, my heart is very open, but my mind is still slowly expanding into understanding that this can be. So to come to EFT, emotional freedom techniques, it's such a grand sounding thing. And when I used to do workshops in it, I said that like, here's a tool that can really give you emotional freedom. It truly can. And yet I was reflecting today how different it has become even for me along my journey. EFT used to be, when I first learned it, which was, I think 16 or 17 years ago, it was still quite a new kid on the healing block. When I first learned it, for me, it was, I remember writing an article which said, don't get trapped by emotions. And that's how, at that point, emotions felt for me. It felt like, you know, there are these huge waves of emotion that come up and they grip me. And they're so big. And EFT was this little tool that I had, which I could just use. I needed only these 2 fingers and I could start tapping. And wow, the emotion would like, you know, subside and I would be back to like feeling better. And then came a stage a little while later when I got in touch with the understanding that, oh, you know what? Emotions, thoughts, it's something watchable. You can just sit quietly and you can watch. And many emotions, many thoughts, if you just watch with mindfulness, which is not denial at all, you accept that you're feeling a certain way and you're able to watch, you're able to make a little distance, and you know what? They just go. And then came like another stage, which perhaps is where I am at now, which is understanding and exploring the thought that I'm not any of these things. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my emotions, I'm something far greater. And settling into that quiet, silent, sacred space, which is so available to me. And yet today when I thought of presenting this to you, I thought, well, that's very nice, but sometimes you're not able to very easily access that space. You may understand now that, okay, yeah, you know, this is not real for me, but you aren't able to quite get there. So today I teach it to you, or I like just go through, I have a very short time. We'll go through this, let's say a bit of tapping, keeping this in the background, and yet just accepting and acknowledging all those emotions that may be there. And I really honor everything that each of you mentioned. Very few of you were able to really speak and share, but all these things are part of this time, the loss of life, even, let's say, the whole fear of sickness. It seems to be all around us. I mean, there's uncertainty, there's the fear of death, there's the fear of losing loved ones, there is the loss of loved ones. So all of this we are dealing with, and maybe there's a little feeling inside that it will be okay, but we are not quite there yet. So today I'm going to invite you, with your permission, to really, so may I know, Malvika, maybe you would tell me, like, are most people here familiar with EFT? Or may I take it that...
yeah, if you just go ahead, you know, tell us about just the points, and then we can...
Sure. So I'll do just that. So EFT is like one of those very simple tools which works at the end points of energy meridians. There's no pressure, but you're tapping gently. So I'm going to ask you to, like, all of you, like, just tap with me so that I know you know the points. And then, yeah, so that's the first one. The second one is just the start of your eyebrows. Yeah. It's gentle, you're not bruising yourself. It's a light, there's no pressure, side of your eye. So that's just where that hollow is, and it feels a bit funny as you tap. And then underneath your eye. So as you will notice, these are all on bones that we are tapping, end points of energy meridians, under your nose. Perfect. Your chin. And what is happening is, as we bring up emotions, as they come up into your energy system and we tap, very magically, they actually slowly begin to get released. Collarbone. And now perhaps you can't see, but I'll raise myself a little bit. So it's under your armpit. And then I'm going to today, even though today teachers of EFT don't include these finger points, but I'm going to include them. So this is the your thumb, exactly where your thumbnail meets your finger, you're tapping with your other hand. Yeah, perfect. And then the next finger at the same point. And the middle finger also at the same point. And then we are going to leave out the ring finger and we are going to go to the little finger. And then there's one point here at the side of your hand, which we are actually going to tap and we are going to start with. And since I didn't get a chance to hear all of you, but I'm just imagining some of the things that you may be going through at this moment. So with your permission, I'm going to just tap for all of those things, like some of the things which were already mentioned, plus also maybe the fears around sickness, around this virus, around the uncertainty. I'm going to let's just go ahead and tap for all of these. And I do so resonate with what you mentioned about everything feels exacerbated. So things feel exacerbated when we are stressed. Everything feels exacerbated. So do the physical aches and pains. So does your mind feel like all overwhelmed. Your emotions seem to be heightened. So this is a beautiful tool for these times in that sense, because it can just, it's like as if you were bubbling and boiling and you do EFT and you just like come into a kind of restfulness. So in the time that I have, we don't have like too much, but in the time that we have, we'll do a little routine in which we take care of many of these things. So just let's all tap along. I once also in my EFT journey had a chance to be with two Australian gentlemen who taught EFT with a lot of fun and playfulness. And they said, even if you're feeling like so full and so overwhelmed, just bring a little bit of humor into your tapping routine, and you might find that energy moves faster. So we'll do that too. Let's just see how it goes. Yeah, so the
Rohini,
first point of the routine. Yeah.
Before you start, I just wanted to mention one little thing, is that when we're doing this in a group, for the group, the power is immense, because that, together, intention coming together, there is tremendous power in that. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. So if you all want to have a little sip of water, do that. And then we are going to start with this point over here. Excellent. Yeah. And we'll try and include everything in it. So even though I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed these days, and you can say these words to yourself, even though I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed these days, there's sadness too, and fear, and anxiety. Even though everything just feels so exacerbated, everything is so enhanced, I just don't know how to deal with it. I don't know what the future will hold, and it makes me nervous. Even though I'm feeling all these things, I deeply and completely accept myself, not the things, but myself. And we start tapping, and we'll do it in a nice, playful way. So come to the top of your head and just say to yourself, these uncertain times, things seem unclear. I really feel besieged by fear. Go ahead and just say it. I really feel besieged by fear. Perfect. Eyebrow, point. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown, of what will be. Come to the side of your eye. What will the future hold? I just can't see. What will the future hold? I just can't see. And you can double tap also, like Malvika is doing. Perfect. All sorts of news I'm being fed. All sorts of news I'm being fed. Fear of sickness is like a sword over my head. This fear of sickness is like a sword over my head. Perfect. I feel nervous when I listen to the news. And just tune into that nervousness of everything going on around you, all the news you're hearing. I feel nervous when I listen to the news. And let that fear come up, that overwhelm, under your armpit. And it's heightened by so many views. Wonderful. We come to the thumb. How do I deal with this information overload? How do I deal with this information overload? Next finger. How do I shift to my silent inner abode? Second finger. Middle finger. All these statistics of people dying. Just leave me so sad and crying. And let's feel this. Just feel this sadness of losing loved ones, of the fear of losing loved ones, of losing people all around us whom we may not know, but there's a sadness in the air. All these statistics of people dying just leave me so sad and crying. Just leave out one finger, baby finger. Let's tap for this sadness, this despair. Let's tap for this sadness, this despair. Side of your hand. It just seems to be everywhere. Let's tap for this sadness, this despair. It just seems to be everywhere. And just feel it all around you and let it go. Sometimes we are holding energies which may not even be our own, but they're percolating into us because of the atmosphere around us. Beautiful. Come to the first point. I can't seem to find my silent space. I can't seem to find my silent space. I can't seem to find my silent space. Eyebrow point. It's just disappeared without a trace. It's just disappeared without a trace. Side of your eye. Let's keep tapping. It may appear. Let's keep tapping. It may appear. Under your nose. And into it, I can surrender this fear. Tap, tap, tap. Breathe nice and slow. Just take a few nice deep breaths as you breathe. And just breathe out from your mouth. Tap, tap, tap. Breathe real slow. Just take a few nice deep conscious breaths. Breathing out from your mouth. Just release these feelings. They're happy to go. Chin. Some more nice deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. collarbone, and just tap all over this upper chest, the thyroid point. Some nice deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Just allow yourself to maybe gently see their feelings. They pass. They are not you. Under your armpit, their feelings, they'll pass. They're not you. Through their lens, let me not life view. Come to your thumb. Our fingers and all these points hold a lot of emotions. Each of them holds a different one. So as we tap, we just take in some hold guilt, some hold shame, some hold sadness. So without going into which one holds what, we just tap for all of them. Next finger. I'm sure there's much to be grateful for. Next finger. I'm sure this time has gifts in store. I'm sure there's much to be grateful for. I'm sure this time has gifts in store. Baby finger, last finger. Let's tap. Let's breathe. Deep and slow. Let the wisdom within me show. Let it slowly begin to come up, side of the hand. Let the wisdom within me show. How best I can navigate this storm. How best I can navigate this storm without getting all forlorn. Come to the top of the head. Let me access this silent space. Let me access this silent space. Beginning of the eyebrow. This quiet, peaceful, non-happening place. This quiet, peaceful, non-happening place. Side of your eye. This quiet, peaceful, non-happening place. Just keep breathing, keep tapping under your nose. Let me rest here a while. Let me rest here a while. Chin, let me permit myself a little smile. Let me permit myself a little smile. And just close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths. And when you feel ready, very slowly, open your eyes. See how you're feeling. See if this little exercise that we did
Rohini, you are muted.
So did you not hear me at all this while?
No.
We
You
heard
heard
you.
me?
Only the last
Yeah.
part.
Okay, only now. So Malavika may have muted me. So I was just saying that EFT is such a beautiful tool. It's like called this concept of overhaul. So it doesn't matter what we tapped for, you still should feel like a little lighter, a little better. And since we all tap together, as Malavika said, it is so powerful because everybody's feelings come into that energy field and we tap for all of them. So if we have a little time, I would really love to know from any of you, how was it for you? Did it make even a little difference? So just go ahead and give
Rose, there was a
Malavika me some feedback.
I think
Rose,
all
there
of
was a-
us yawned. All of us yawned and yawned and yawned a lot. Yeah. And I had a lot of cough as well and spasms of coughing, and then they just went away and I was able to breathe deeply again. Feeling much better.
So, you know, yawning, I don't know whether Gary Craig said it or he said it's legal to yawn. Like in an EFT workshop, you're welcome to yawn and the facilitator will not take it amiss. Yawning and sighing are natural ways of the energy balancing itself. It's the way the energy balances. So that's why sometimes you find yourself sighing when you're sad because the energy is trying to balance. So I'm happy if you yawn. And anyone else would like to share?
Yeah, I would like to, sorry, I just wanted to mention that when you were asking us to tap and at the same time do a deep breathing, initially it was a bit of a synchronization effort. Like I had to consciously tell myself to keep breathing because I realized that I was tapping and I was forgetting to breathe. And then as we went along, I think it became into that rhythm and then it became a bit more easier towards the end. So I mean, is that normal? Is that something that is we need to get used to in that rhythm of the tapping?
That's a beautiful message there. Thank you, gift to self. And that's from the person who's, I can read as owner. And that's beautiful to hear. So, you know what I would just like to add before our time runs out? These kind of easing up sessions are so important, not just for yourself, not just to ease you up, not just to make yourself feel better, but because, you know, we are creating a certain consciousness at this point. And we really are going into creating a world that might be different from what we've known. So the vibration that each of us is giving out is so crucial. So if we are giving out a peaceful vibration or a joyful vibration or a sad vibration, that is exactly the atmosphere that we are going to live in. That is what we are breathing in. So if we can have little tools of release like this, which can bring us to a balanced state, we are indeed making a very important contribution to
just started coloring over there.
Please mute yourself.
I'm going to
Mossy's house today?
I'm going to ask you to mute yourselves, people, especially if you have children talking next to you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rohini, there was a question about remote. Can we do EFT remotely?
Yes, you can do EFT definitely remotely. And Nanki, I will share with her how you can do it. That's actually very easy. This is, after all, energy. So if you were to say, I'm tapping for Malavika, I imagine myself to be Malavika and I start tapping. So it's just like if you can say that I pray for somebody and the prayer reaches and you know that prayers reach. So it's similar. This is an energy tool. So if you were to say like, yes, I'm tapping for so-and-so and I am so-and-so and you start tapping on yourself, amazing results. Amazing.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Rohini.
Yeah, Christy, nice to have. Isn't it nice to be back with this tool? You know, we forget some of the tools that we have. And this one is super easy. It's super easy. You never need to feel trapped by an emotion. You never need to. The only thing that's needed is a little pause And it sounds so strange to say there's a little pause to remember that I have this tool. And the minute you remember, actually, you need nothing else. You start tapping, and even as you've done one round, you'll find your breathing changes. You'll find you feel more relaxed. You'll find that the emotion is suddenly not bigger than you. So you come back actually to a neutral space, the neutral space that is your intrinsic space. It's your intrinsic space. It's your original space. And into it come bouncing some emotions. These days, maybe more because there's so many more triggers. But you can easily come back because the triggers are out there. The emotions are out there. But the silent space is here. The triggers will go. The silent space will not go. This is original to you. This we can all access.
So a lot of the people...
So I'm very conscious of the time because I always go over time and Malavika never does. So I'm going to hand it back to her because otherwise she won't invite me again.
No, I think it's so nice. I just wanted to mention a couple of things. Thank you so much, Rohini. The effect of all of us sitting here, and we have a pretty large group, tapping together, it makes such a difference to the energy. And what I wanted to, I just wanted to thank you. You're so sweet. I love your little rhymes, as you were saying. They're just so lovely and easy to remember. A lot of the times, people will come and say, I don't know what to say when I'm tapping. And so would you like to say something about that?
So, I always tell people that you're not writing an essay. Nobody is going to correct you and how you are going to express yourself. Exactly how you're feeling is what you have to say. If I'm feeling overwhelmed and crabby, that's what you have to say. This feeling of overwhelm and crabbiness. Or you're like, here in India, we mix up the English and the Hindi and you say the two together, just fine. Exactly as you're feeling, you're not expected to say a positive emotion here. You're saying that so-called unwanted emotion that you're feeling is your affirmation. And if you see, we started so beautifully because we said, even though I'm feeling, and you could be feeling, I'm feeling so much hatred. I'm feeling so much fear. I'm feeling some emotion for which you would judge yourself sometimes. But the sentence says, even though I'm feeling XYZ, I deeply and completely accept myself. So I accept myself, and then I understand that this emotion, this passing visitor, if I wish to, I can release it, and quite easily with this quite state-of-the-art tool. Yeah. Any more questions like this? I mean, if we have time, I would really welcome them so that it makes it clear for you.
We can have a few more questions.
I have a question, Rohini. This is Ratnesh. Is this technique primarily because, we say that the root cause of all physical pain or discomfort somewhere lies within the emotions, right? So when we do this EFT technique, can it also help alleviate some of the physical discomfort or some of the chronic diseases that we have been facing in our lifetimes, or if you are doing it for somebody else, to that person?
So it's really an excellent question. And yes, for sure. In fact, when I used to teach my EFT workshop, the first part of the workshop was understanding the body-mind connection. Because actually, there's a quotation that impacted me greatly when I first heard it. It was one from Caroline Myss. And she says, biology is biography. Now, isn't that really beautiful? Biology is what? It's the story. It's my body. Biology is my body. Is biography. Biography is what? The story of my life. And the story of your life, which means what? Which means the resistances, the things the mind minds, actually very gradually and so slowly settle in your body. So if you have to, if you needed like a wellness, let's say, lab test, you know where to go. You just have to go to your body. and your body will tell you exactly what you're minding. You don't need an intuitive to tell you. And I don't unfortunately have time to go into it, but if you were to pick up Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, she has this book in which there's every part of the body mentioned, and if it is giving you trouble, what it might be. So the body is actually just trying to tell you, hey, hello, don't be in fear. Or if your eyes are paining, look clearly. Or your shoulders are hurting, it's like, shrug off that burden. You're feeling unsupported. Your spine will perhaps give you trouble. So every single part of your body is there to tell you that, okay, you know, you might just be stressed about this or that. And you may say, well, you know, so, but the stress is there. But you can use a tool, and you can also bring a higher force back into your life.
So this is
can I share one experience relating to that question?
1 second, Siddharth, if I may just say something, that if you have not done EFT before, what Rohini shared today is but the tip of the iceberg. There is a whole body of knowledge which can be learned. So pick up books, go to classes, and inshallah, I hope that Rohini will teach online. Maybe we can organize a regular class. So thanks so much for that question, Ratnesh. Siddharth, your turn.
Yeah, just to add on to what Ratnesh was talking about, I can share two experiences. One was my wife had a chronic pain in her knees, so much so that we were scheduled. The doctor said that you'll have to do a surgery, and we used to climb 2 flights of steps, 3 flights of steps to reach to our house. You know, there was no lift. And we had to actually consider selling our house, because either it was surgery of the cartilage getting replaced at a young age, or it was changing the house. And this was 10 years ago. Within, I think, about one week, 2 weeks of doing EFT, that problem not only went, but till date, she's never had that problem again. That impacted me so much that I actually asked the leading surgeon of Delhi as to what is the body-mind connection. And this is an allopathic guy with having 35 years experience. He's the most senior doctor in Delhi. And he said, look, it's very simple. When you come back from a stressful day at work, your back pains. There is no way a back can actually hurt. It is the strongest bone of the body, the backbone. So largely, it is the stress. And if you take care of the stress, then that pain is not going to be there.
All right. Thanks, Siddharth. I think we will leave it at that one example. There are multiple. There is someone over here who has asked about the book. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon. So here is what the book looks like. Miracles with EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique with Rohini Singh. So please go ahead and order one. It's if you have Amazon, or if you're close to Rohini, she'll probably loan you one. Right.
And the other book I mentioned was You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Louise Hay.
I've written it in the chat.
All right. So I think we will bring this to a close. Rohini, thank you so much again for spending this time. I know what wealth lies, you just open the little door to the wealth chamber, and it is entirely up to us to go ahead and, find out more. The internet is full of all kinds of resources by so many different people. From stage fright to performance anxiety to physical problems, mental, emotional problems. This is a tool which can help everybody. This is certainly an entry point. There are other things we might use, other issues, and as we use this, it takes us step by step. One person had asked over here, can we start with an intention? Yes, of course. We can always start. That is one of the biggest ways of changing our lives. Set an intention. I'm done with this. I'm really going to release everything that is about this from my body, mind, spirit, everything.